So, remember when I gave you something like this, and you had to come up with 4 different answers for this? Do you remember that? It was like 9-2. How did you do that again? Do you remember? Yeah, you put in something for x and got something out for y. So you did it like this, and there was an x and a y, and you did 2x plus 1, and you did a whole bunch of stuff in here, right? And you did it, and you figure out what y was, remember? And then you could graph those points. Some of you did that, and the last 4 of that, you either did the y-intercept and x-intercept, or you made the table and you graphed them from there. Does that sound familiar to you on that one assignment? Okay. This is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to graph this without making the table. Okay? It's actually very simple. You just have to know how to do it. So we're going to graph this without making the table today. All right. See what I'm talking about? Okay, so first thing you need to know is this. This is called slope-intercept form. It's like an equation, only they put a whole bunch of letters in there. Good news is you know what x and y mean already. You're going to put something in for x, you're going to get something out for y. But you have 2 letters that are different, and that's m and that's b. Yes, m and b are usually numbers, yep, but they also mean something else. So the number that's usually in the m spot is the slope, and we talked about that the other day. And then whatever's in this spot right here is the y-intercept. Now this could also be a minus sign. So don't let that confuse you. mx plus b or mx minus b are the same thing. It does not matter what sign's in there. Okay? That's the y-intercept. And there's usually a number in where b is too. Question so far? Yes. Oh, good question. What have we seen looking like slope before? I mean, what does slope look like? Rise over run. Okay? So numbers in for m could look like this. You could have this. You could have this. You could have this. So there's different kinds of numbers that can go in there. There can be a fraction in there, sure. There can't be a decimal in there, though, because do we know what's a slope and a decimal? Remember, it doesn't go together. You can't have a mixed number in there because 1 and 1/2 doesn't go well with slope, remember. So anytime you have a number in there, it's going to be one of these. It's going to be a whole number. There may not be anything in there at all, but then guess what can go there if there's nothing there? A 1, because a 1 can always go with x. Okay? So far, so good? Yep. Yeah, if you have a whole number in there, let's say it's 2x, and you want that to be the slope, you just put a 1 under there. Remember, rise over run, it has to be in fraction form, remember? You've got to have something on the bottom. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, so part of your homework today is they're going to give you an equation. Okay, so there's my equation, y equals 3/5 x minus 7. And part of it is what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, what's the slope in here? 3/5. 3/5 would be the slope. What's the y-intercept in this? -7. Thank you for remembering the -7. -7. That's part of it. So at the beginning, they're going to ask you to break apart the equation so you can know what's which. Because if you don't know what's which, you can't graph it. Yes? You're right. So just wait. I'm not to that part yet. Good. So if I give you this one, what's my slope here? 8/1. You could say 8, but usually slope's in fraction form, so 8/1. And my y-intercept, 6. Nice work. So far, so good? Okay. What about one like this? What is my slope here? What's my y-intercept? 0. 0. If you don't ever have anything back here, could you do this and not change a thing? That's why 0 would be the y-intercept then. So anytime you don't have anything, 0 can be your y-intercept. Okay. So far, so good? So if I do, what would be my slope for this one? Okay, what's my y? 4. If I had a -4 here, it would be -4. Okay, good so far? All right, so now how are we going to use this? Now I'm going to teach you how to graph it. You have to know the parts to be able to graph. So if you want to, you can make one on your note or your sheet, your graph paper. And we're going to graph this one right here together. And we're going to do a few of them. So maybe later, but let's just know how to do it first. Let's know how to do it first. All right. So everybody got their graph made? Somewhat. If I were you, I would put this on that graph somewhere so you know what's going on. In this problem, what's the slope? Okay, so this is my slope. And slope, how do you graph slope again? Rise over run, right? Up and over, up and over. Okay. What about my y-intercept? Okay, so this is how you graph it. On your graph, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to graph the y-intercept. So you told me the y-intercept was -7. So on this line, you are going to plot -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the y-intercept. That's the first thing you always do. Then you go to your slope, and you're going to start at that dot, and you told me it's up 3 over 5, right? And if it's a positive slope, right? So I know my line has to go like this, correct? So I know my line has to be on here, and it has to go up and down like this. So I'm going to start at this dot, and I'm going to count up 3, and I'm going to go over 7 this way, because if I connect the dots, that's the way my line's going to go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's my first dot. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my next one. And that's the line. I would at x, y, and I would 3/5 x plus or -7. And let's say I will put 0 in here. I know my y-intercept is going to be -7. Is that where my first dot is? If I would put 1 in here, it's going to give me another weird number, probably. I don't know, 1, 3/5 times 1. I don't really know. But guess what? My next one's going to be up here. I mean, the dots are going to follow the same line. So if you would have made your graph before, your dots are going to be on here somewhere on the same line. Well, on your test, it might ask you to find 4 values. But yeah, then it might say graph this, and you wouldn't have to make 4. You wouldn't have to make it. You could just graph it using what you know. It's kind of cool that way. It saves a lot of time. Let's do another one. We'll do another one on this graph. Yep. A lot. Well, not really a lot, but graphing, and then there's one more thing. That's it. So let's do y equals 2x plus 1. That's what we're going to graph. A simple one. Sure, if you want to, you can give it a whirl. Go try it. More power to you. Yes.
So when you find the always
On the y.
first one.
Yep, always on the up and down line. Always. So like this one, the first dot would be here. That's why that sign counts in front. That's why it matters. So +1 would be on the top, -ing would be on the bottom. That's why that sign counts. So then what's my slope? 2 over 1. So I'm going to start here, and I know it's a positive slope, so my line's going to go this way again. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Draw my line. That's what it is. And if, like I said, if I would make my chart and put -1, 0, 1, and 2 in, all those dots would show up exactly on this line somewhere. Tricky? Let's do one with a negative slope. What's that? Let's do one with a negative. Ooh. We can do both if you want. Like a 0 intercept or something? Let's do a negative slope first. So let's do y equals, let's do -3x plus 2. So notice it's a negative slope, and I'm going to put a 1 under there to show me the slope. Rise over run. So this time, what way is my line going to go? It's going to go down like this. So that makes a big difference on how you go up and over. So I'm going to plot my 2 and my y. And then I'm still going to go up 3. Let's see, but which way am I going to go over 1 this time? Yeah, I got to go this way. Up 3 over 1, so then when I connect my dots, guess which way my line goes? You can also go down if you want. That's fine. You can go, you guys, you can do that. You can go down 3 and over 1 too. That works too. That's, oh. You can do that. Yes, you can do that. I usually just stick up and over because that's easier for me. But if you know negative, you go down and over, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. That is just fine. Questions so far? Okay, so I'm going to show you one quick then that's got a 0, let's see, y-intercept. I'll just do it quick. You don't even have to do it if you don't want. So let's do y equals, let's just do this one. This is a tricky one all the time. This is a tricky one, y equals x. So what can I put by the x? A 1, because remember I have to have something with that x for my slope. So then, do I know what my y-intercept is? Oh, so then I'm going to plot it at the origin. And then my slope is 1 over 1. So it really looks like this. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. That's what it's going to look like. That's a simple one. It looks harder than what it is. When you say y equals x, like, oh my gosh, I have no idea. But put the 1 in front of the x. Just remember that your y-intercept is 0. Questions on how to graph? This is part of you have to do this today. Yep. We're going to do that right now. You looking in your book? Getting ahead of me, Mr. Hunter. Think I'm going to forget that? No, I would never forget. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to start simple, okay? Sometimes, sadly enough, your equations aren't going to be in the form you want them to be in because you have to have them in that slope-intercept form to be able to graph. So we have to put them in that form. Okay, so we have to make this, whatever this is, 5x plus y equals 3, we got to put it in that y equals mx plus b form. This is the other half. Yep. Don't be scared. I'm going to show you guys. I'm not going to say just do it. Okay. All right, so what do you notice? So this is the one we're going to work with first, 5x plus y equals 3. So if I were you, I get a good example written in my notebook like ASAP. And then we'll probably do quite a few more examples because you're going to want them. So let's say I want to put it in y equals mx plus b form. What do you notice about that form up there? What do I need by itself on the one side? I have to have y by itself. So I'm going to keep y set in stone right here, and I'm not going to move it. Okay? Y is staying put because I want him by itself. So then, how am I going to get rid of this? No, just listen. I'm not going to divide by 5 because I want to keep the 5 and the x together. But what am I going to do to get rid of this completely, Dylan? I'm going to move it, but how am I going to do that, Rain? I'm going to minus 5x. Just listen, I'm not done yet. Just listen. So now, but if I do something on one side, what do I got to do the other side? I have to subtract it. But here's the deal. This goes away, but can I do anything over there? I mean, 3 doesn't have an x with it, so can I really subtract anything? Okay, so this is what it looks like now then. Y comes down, equals, then I'm just going to do 3 minus 5x because I can't do anything else. Correct. Like if it was a negative, I'd add it to both sides then, right? So then, guess what? Am I still in the form that I need it to be in? No, because I need to have that slope first. So here's what can happen next. Remember when we started talking about terms and stuff, we circled and we circled what was in front. Remember that? Okay, so I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to circle everything that's in front, and guess what I can do? I can switch them then, but I have to take the sign that's with it. So like then it would look like this. Negative 5x plus 3. Okay? And then could you graph that? Yeah, you know the slope and you know the y-intercept. So let's do another one like this. We'll keep it simple for now. Keeping it simple. Let's move you away. Let's do this. 2x plus y equals negative 3. See if you can do this one by yourself. So I got to keep y where it's at. And a minus 2x on both sides. Now remember, my other class I had people saying, well, 3 minus 2 is 1x. You can't subtract because you don't have 2 x's. You can't do that. So it looks like this. Y equals negative 3 minus 2x, but I can switch it. Negative 2x minus 3. That's what my answer should be. Not quite. We're almost there. We're almost there. There is, right here. What do you mean? Because of this is like here? Carver, because of this? Or what? Just let me talk. Just let him talk. What now? Well, see how, remember how I talked about the terms? I'm going to take what's in front. It's like I'm taking them apart, and then I can put them together any way I want. It's not going to change anything. So that's why this can go here, and this can go here, and then that just becomes basically your minus 3, your negative 3, or your y-intercept, wherever it crosses the y. Okay? Let's do one more like this, and I'm going to show you one more thing. So let's say I have negative 3x plus y equals 9. I don't know. This time, what am I going to do with that 3x? Yes, remember, it's just like an equation. I got to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 3x to this side. I'm going to add 3x to this side. So really, this looks like this and this. And notice I just skipped a step. I just switched it before. I didn't just show you that. I just switched it right away. All right, so what do you think? Okay, so what if I have something like this? It is a lot of steps. I agree. What if I have this? Now what am I going to do? Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, can I keep this? I'm at a minus 3. I'm at a minus 3. Guess what then? I'm done switching anything. Because look at, because before I was doing stuff like this. I had an x and a y on the same side. Now I have a, yes, yes. Anybody else need to see another one like this? Yes, one like this? Okay. So what about this? Let's say I have y minus 4 equals 3x. I want this by itself. So what am I going to do with this? Yep. And what am I going to do this side? Really can't do anything. Okay? All right, let's go look. Yes, when my variable is not in the right order. That's correct. Okay, let's keep going here. Oops. Let's do one like this. Ooh, oh, man. Let's try that again. One like this. All right, so what do you notice about this one? There's, whoa, whoa, what? There's a 2 with the y. Nothing with the x. What should I probably put with the x? A 1, so I know I have some kind of slope. Okay. So now we're going to solve it just like we did before. So I need to have the y on the one side, right? So what am I going to do, Hunter? Yep, let's subtract 1x minus 1x. I get 2y equals, and I'm going to flip them already, so it's going to be negative 1x plus 8. I just flipped it already. That's okay. So, did everybody understand how I did that? Yes? Okay? Yes? Yes? Okay. Now what? What's wrong with my y? What do I got with it? I got a 2, so I have to get rid of the 2, but I want to keep the y. I'm going to divide it. I'm going to divide by 2. I want to keep the y, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to get rid of it. But remember the rule. If I do to one side, got to do the other side. But here's the deal about this. I have to do it to everything on this side. Just listen. Here's the good news about slope. Slope's always in what form? So I already have it. Don't need to do anything. I don't need to divide. I don't need to do anything. I can just keep it as a fraction. So I equals negative 1 over 2x. But can I reduce this? Plus 4. Yep. Plus 4. So slope can always stay in fraction. You don't have to do anything. It's the last part you got to make sure you can reduce if you can reduce. Yep. So if this was a 4, let's say if that was that, so then I can reduce that. Yeah, so it'd be y equals negative 2x plus 4. Yep, I'm always going to reduce or simplify as small as I can on my slope. Yep. Nope, because it's y equals mx plus b. Remember y, I just want by itself. Remember if we go back to I just want it by itself. I don't want anything in front. Remember your y is here, really, even though there's a y in front? All right, let's do another one. Doing another one. This one's going to go away. This one's going to come out. Okay. It's making me tired today. You can try it if you want more. Yeah, go try it, and I'll do it for you then. You can try it. No, don't graph it. Let's just make it so you can reduce some of that stuff, yeah. You can always reduce slope. You can always reduce slope. It's negative 3 divided by 3. Remember, everything can reduce, you can reduce. Even the slope you can reduce as far as you can. Actually, we want it simple as possible. Simple, simple, simple. You're not in simplest form yet. You're close, but you're not quite. Yeah, that works. You gotta remember your x, though. There's no x in there. Alright, so somebody tell me the first thing you did. Step 1, Maddie. Alright. So then it looks like this. 3y, can I flip it already? Negative 3x plus 9. Somebody tell me your next step, Jacqueline. Yep. Okay, so then I have y equals, can this be reduced? So you can have it two ways. You can have it negative 1x. You could have negative 1 over 1x. I would take either one. You see how they're the same thing? Okay. Plus 3. 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. But it would have been the same thing. It would have been the same thing. Questions so far? Now, could you graph that then? Now you should be able to graph it. Your slope, your y. All right, let's do one more. Let's do another one. This seriously takes practice, so if you're not getting it, it's okay. Okay, I see what you mean. Oh, I don't want that. Canceling out. No, I don't want that either. What am I doing here? I'm going to make it so it works good so we don't get any weird decimals or anything. So it's got to be 4x plus 2y equals 8. That should work. We're going to practice this again tomorrow. So if you get to your homework and you're like, I'm not sure if I did this right, that's fine. Practice it again tomorrow, like normal. You do? All right. All right. Okay. What am I going to do first? Maddie, let's let somebody else talk this time. So it looks like this. 2y equals negative 4x plus 8. Divide by 2 across. By equals negative 2x plus 4. You can have over 1 if you want right there. Question. This is all the steps. It does become a lot of steps, but... What do you mean? Like this one? This one? You want me to go through all three once more? Okay. Okay. All right. So this one, just know about this one. If you have y by itself, you have to do no dividing on the bottom. So when you have y by itself, there's no dividing because it's already by itself. So then you're just going to do the basic minus 5x on both sides. Yep. It just gets confusing then when you have a number with that y. Because you got to divide. That's the extra step. So like this one you'd have to divide. This one you have to divide because you have numbers with the y. If there's no y, you don't got to divide. If it looks like this already, there's nothing you have to move because it's already in this form. Okay? So it'll be y equals negative 5x plus 3. Okay? All right, so why don't you get your homework out and let's look at the book, okay? Because I want to talk about it.